Cade Cunningham is out for some time, and we need to talk about it. Let's talk about it in this video. We're going to talk about Cade Cunningham and how his injury is far more serious than many of us thought it would be. There are some things that I want to talk about, what to look for with these kind of things in the future. We had a very similar thing happen with Cade last year, where it was thought to at first be uber minor. That I think it was told just a tweak of the ankle. It turned out to be probably what was a high ankle sprain. And this year we have what started as shin splints that turned into a stress fracture. So, or at least that's what they fear it could be. It's crazy that they don't know for a fact. But let's start by actually looking at the source. There are multiple sources. I'm going to talk to you about ones I've heard, and we'll also look at this one that we can see right now. And Detroit Bad Boys comes out, and they said this was a few days ago that Cade Cunningham and the Pistons considering surgery that could see former #1 pick miss extended time. He is feared to have a stress fracture in injured shin, is out indefinitely. Both sides are mulling this out. Now, Cade Cunningham is doing exactly what you would expect a competitor to do. He's doing anything and everything he can to get back on the floor. He wants to play. However, and he doesn't want the surgery. The Pistons are probably saying, dude, just have the surgery. We're 4-15. It's not going well so far for us. We are wounded for Wembanyama. You heard it here first. Quote that. That's mine. Wounded for Wembanyama. And I'm saying this at the time where Pistons injuries have just derailed the beginning of the season, whether it started with Burks and Bagley, and now it's Stewart and Bay and Cunningham. I mean, it just is injury after injury. This is basketball. This isn't football. But let's talk about the Cade injury and what that means for this team going forward. What it means, first and foremost, is this team is not going to be as exciting to watch as we thought they were going to be this year. Let's be honest. It's not going to be as much fun. We wanted to see our #1 pick. We wanted to see our franchise centerpiece star playing basketball. He was starting to play well, and then it went. Here's what else it means. That shot of Cade's that was struggling, that looked flat. Remember, we were all talking about that? Well, now we know why, right? Like now we know why it was flat because the dude was hurting. We know why there were times where he didn't look as energetic because he was hurting. And it also has to bring up another question that I hate bringing it up, but I have to bring it up. I've seen in the comments multiple times here. I've seen it in other places where people are starting to wonder, do the Pistons have a good, competent medical staff working for them? Cade Cunningham, it's reported, was struggling with this last year. He was struggling with it through the offseason, into the preseason, and into the regular season. When you have something that hurts for that long of a time, I understand shin splints are real and it needs time off and all that kind of stuff. But when you have something that is hurting for that amount of time, it tells you something more is wrong. I don't need a PhD to know that. This is frustrating. This is frustrating. But the reality is, whether they found out or not, whether it was the end of last year, whether it was this summer, 6 months is 6 months is 6 months, 60 games, 5 months, whatever it is. And that's where here's where I'm getting those numbers. I was listening to James Edwards III talk about it on a podcast that he does. And he was saying this is a similar injury that Magruder had. That multiple players around the league have had this injury, and generally players who get this surgery miss 60 games. So that means if Cade Cunningham has to have this surgery, he will be out for the remainder of the season. That's it. He is done. Now, there could be some miracle, and they could realize it's just shin splints. I think there's two sides to this. There's Cade, the competitor, who wants to keep playing, and then there's the Pistons being like, let's look to the future. And I don't mean tank. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the future. If he does have a stress fracture, if he is actually injured, it's not just shin splints, right? If he's struggling through something, if he doesn't have the surgery, it's something he's going to struggle with until he gets it corrected. So in year 2, when you're 20, 21, whatever Cade is, get the surgery, get it out of the way so you don't have this problem in the future and you can go on and you can have the rest of your career. It's not easy, though. Cade wants to play. He's a competitor. That's what I love about him. Can I also say that while Cade knows that this is going on, and James Edwards confirmed that he had to sit on this for about a week before he let it out. Like he knew for quite some time that this was a legit concern and he sat on it. Um, Cade during that time has been awesome on the bench mob. He has been cheering for his teammates. He went off when Bagley got the phantom foul against the Kings. Like he is doing a good job of staying engaged with this team. And you love seeing your number one pick, your leader of the team, even though he's hurt, even though he knows he'll probably be out for the remainder of the year, he's still continuing to pour into the team and be there as a fan. I'm hoping that will continue. But man, it sucks for development, doesn't it? It really does. But then you look at it on the other side and you say to yourself, okay, so if Cade's here, we can be an okay team. We can start winning some more games. But what do we have when Cade's gone? Well, here's what we have. And I just want to give the good and bad of it because the bad is they're not going to be as much fun to watch. Cade is gone. It's our number one pick. I can't sugarcoat this. It sucks. But here's the good. I think there is some good. It expedites the development of Jaden Ivey. It does. There's no question about it. I'm sure I'll do a separate video on that. It also will uncover for a fact if Killian Hayes is a NBA caliber player in this league. He has been since Cade's been hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been since Cade has been hurt. So I'm not saying he's great, but it will allow Killian Hayes is thrown in the deep end, sink or swim. For a guy who struggles with confidence, what better medicine than 30 minutes a night? What better medicine than 30 minutes a night? Because eventually you're going to start hitting something. And if that will allow the confidence to go, let's roll. Here's what else I think it does. It gets you in a position, and I'm sure I'll make another video about this too, where it's like, all right, we're not going to win. And we don't even have to pretend we're going to win. You can say to the NBA, who's trying to crack down big time on this whole tanking thing, be like, our best player is gone for the season. What do you want us to do? So as much as I love Bojan Bogdanovic, we'll probably look to trade him. As much as I love Alec Burks, we're going to look to trade him. As much as I've respected what Corey Joseph has done for this team, we're probably going to try and trade him. Like, these are the things. Nerlens Noel, don't respect and love what he's done for the Pistons. We're probably going to try and trade him. Don't think anyone will take him. But these are the kind of things that you will say, like, okay, we are wounded for Wembanyama because if we get him, we're good. It's that simple. If you have Cade, Ivey, Wembanyama on the same team, are you kidding me right now? So those are the kind of things, and I'm not saying Wembanyama is the guarantee, but if it's Scoot, I mean, there are good players at the top of this draft class. So we need to start realizing that it sucks. And we just kick the can down the road another year. And it's hard. But ladies and gentlemen, we were 4-15. The can has already been kicked. And now that we know Cade's not coming back, it's a great opportunity to see these young players who is the guy. And then to be able to say to Ivy, reins are yours, take it, see what you can do with it. And if he can start going, then when Cade comes back, but Ivy's even more developed, fantastic. Because there was more on his plate, more on his shoulders. You can already see him start to develop. We're going to break that down later in videos. But I wanted to at least talk about it. Cade is out for the season. It's not a fact yet. It feels like one. It does. And I would be even more bold with it if I didn't get ripped apart last year, a year ago, when I said Cade is more seriously hurt than we thought. And he went on to miss the first month plus of the season. And people did not like it at the time, but he did end up missing a lot of time and, with that ankle. And now we have this shin. And here's my hope. My hope is that it's not a theme to come where Cade's hurt often. And it's just he's getting used to the grind in the NBA. His body's got a couple of nicks and scratches, and he will be better and good to go next year moving forward. So you heard it here. You probably heard it other places. This kind of went awkwardly under the radar because it's not breaking news because nobody is out willing to say, like, Cade's out for the season. So it's not breaking news. Yeah. Sorry, Pistons Nation. this is a tough one. This is a tough pill to swallow. Hey, we'll see you on the next one. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts and your comments. Feeling for Cade in this one. That sucks. He's a good guy who seems to love the game of basketball, love his teammates, and it doesn't seem right that he's going to be out for his entire second year. But we'll develop other guys, and we'll get a good idea of where the rest of this team stands. All right. See you on the next one. Peace.